So somebody in the Will You Snail Discord was asking how you can make an object in Will You Snail modding that teleports you to a room when you touch it. So this is specifically for the game Will You Snail, and this is specifically for a certain thing they want to do. So this is mainly for this one person, but I figured I'd make it a public tutorial anyways, just because why not? But this won't get into the details of how I'm doing all this stuff, because we're assuming that you already know at least a little bit of Undertale module. So basically, Undertale module is the tool I'm using to mod this game, by the way, because it is made in the game engine Game Maker, and this is how you mod games in Game Maker, for anyone that doesn't know that for some reason. So, game objects. Go to game objects, and you're going to right click it and press add. And now we're just going to you can name this object whatever you like, but it's typically a good practice to start objects with obj underscore. That's just what a lot of game makers developers do. And we're just going to name it test underscore object underscore teleporter, or something like, we'll do test underscore teleporter. How about that? And click change all occurrences of this value, and now we're going to give it a sprite real quick. So let's search for the universe sprite. This is specific to Will You Snail. So we'll do universe. Actually, I don't think. Yeah, we want this one, I believe. Okay, and it doesn't really matter what sprite you use. That's just the sprite I'm going to use. Now we don't really need to change any of these other settings unless you want to for your specific mod, but for this example we don't really want to. So there are two ways to do this. One of which is you can use a script to check with code if the player is touching the object in the step function or whatever function you want to check it in. But the way we're going to do it is we're just going to use the collision script that runs an entire script that runs whenever it collides with the player, or the player collides with it more specifically. So we're going to double click right here under collision. Do you see that? I double clicked. So see, it says double click to add. I double clicked it. Then we're going to search for the player object and add object underscore player to this, and then we can create the object. I think I'm actually running an older version of Undertale module, which you shouldn't see that work in progress message, but for some reason the newer versions just weren't working for me. It should be basically the same. So what we're going to do is now we're going to do this is a function that is specific for Will You Snail, the game I'm editing right now. This will not work in any other games, just because Jonas Tyrell, the developer, added this to make it easier for him to transition between rooms with his special transition that fades to black. So we're going to do scr underscore fade underscore to underscore room, and then we can enter the name of the room we want to do. So for example, let's do the first room in the game. So t underscore 01 underscore first underscore contact. This is the game you start in when you start up a new save file, and you'll notice that changes to a number, and that's because the game engine that this game was made in, actually uses all of its objects. It just uses numbers for them, and then it will read them as whatever the name is assigned to in the code. So because this is a custom script, you'll see if I use room equals t underscore 01 underscore first underscore contact, it should keep the first contact. Going a little sidetrack here, don't worry, because that's a built-in function with Game Maker that uses the room. But if it's because this is a custom script that isn't built into Game Maker, Undertale module is taking this and translating it into this assembly, which uses that number, and then it's simply translating it back and thinking, oh, it's 29, so that's what it uses. Sorry, getting a little sidetracked. But now I'm going to show you how you can add this into a room. So we're going to go under rooms, and let's go with the second room in the game. And now we're gonna add this to the goal layer. So you're gonna right click the layer and press new object instance, and then we're gonna add our newest object, which should be at the bottom of the list of objects. You don't have to search for it, most likely, because the order that these objects are in isn't actually random. It's actually the order that their number appears in. Because we just created the object, it's the highest number in there so far. So now we're gonna drag this from here over here, and we're going to, and it should have been created up here. Now we can change the scale a bit if we want to, so make that really, really big. And we're just gonna add this right here, and that should teleport the player to the first room if they touch it, if everything goes well. So we're gonna save that, and we're gonna run Will You Snail. I should be taken back to this room when I touch that object. So now I'm going to go into this room. The object should be there. There we go. I don't know why it isn't changing in the animation. That's whatever, it's fine. And now if I touch it, it takes me back to the first room. So that's cool. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody.